There is a narrative out there that everybody thinks the Chicago Bears passed on Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun Watson for quarterback Mitchell Trubisky back in the 2017 NFL draft. But the question is, did they really? What is going on, y'all? 5 Sports Talk back at it with another video talking, of course, some NFL here to talk about a topic that I have been wanting to talk to for a very, very long time. And believe you me, I've got a lot to say about it. But before I get started, if you're new to the channel, welcome, guys. Make sure to go ahead and subscribe. It helps me out a lot to have you guys support the channel. I do talk a lot of football, NFL on this channel. Predictions, previews, storylines, everything you need is here for you guys. So go ahead and hit the big red subscribe button and click the bell icon to be notified every time I drop a new video, because I do so every single week. And while you're at it, follow me on my social media links down below and on the screen for my Twitter, my Instagram. You guys can reach out to me, ask questions, debate, whatever it is. I'm here for you guys. So let's not wait any longer. I have a lot to say. Let's get started. So where do I even begin? Let's start with why I'm even talking about this right now. And that is because Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun Watson are going to square off this weekend. And it will probably be a very good game between the Chiefs and the Texans, a very high-scoring game, shootout, and they're both going to put up major numbers. And, of course, Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes have both taken the league by storm. Patrick Mahomes, of course, winning the MVP award in his first year starting, and Deshaun Watson has been nothing short of spectacular, too, in his short NFL career thus far, okay? So both have been fantastic, and they were both contemporaries of the Chicago Bears quarterback Mitchell Trubisky. And that is what really this is all about, because here is the thing that I want to talk about. I am not arguing at all whether or not Mitchell Trubisky is better than any of these two guys. He's not. Mitch Trubisky is not better than Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes. Groundbreaking news, right? Okay, that is not my argument. No, my argument is just this. The Chicago Bears catch a lot of flack for drafting Mitch Trubisky over these two quarterbacks, okay? And why do I specifically point out these two quarterbacks? Because they were the two quarterbacks taken in the first round. And like I mentioned, they were the contemporaries of Mitch Trubisky being in the same draft, okay? So there's this narrative out there that the Bears passed on him. And technically, they did pass on him because Patrick Mahomes got drafted 10th and Deshaun Watson got drafted 12th, okay? And Mitch Trubisky, of course, we all know the Bears had the number 3 overall pick, and they traded up one spot with the 49ers to draft him at number 2. So, yes, he was picked ahead of Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun Watson, but that is not what I mean by passed up on these guys. What I mean is you can go back and take a look at every single major draft board from all the top analysts out there. You can go look at Todd McShay. You can go look at Mel Kiper. You can go look at all the big analysts out there. Every single draft board, well, I shouldn't say every, majority of all draft boards had Mitch Trubisky as the highest ranked quarterback in that draft, okay? So now let's do a little story time, right? Okay, the Bears heading into that season, they had one of the worst records in the NFL. They were 3-13. Jay Cutler, we knew his time in Chicago was coming to the end, and the Bears were going to draft a quarterback. We knew that, okay? Because the Bears needed a quarterback. They wanted to move on from Jay Cutler. So, going into the draft, that was what the Bears were going to pick, a quarterback. Now, I will give you this. Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun Watson were in the running as one of the top quarterbacks. But here is where the line is drawn, because like I said, you can go back and look at every single big board. Mitch Trubisky was ranked higher than both these guys, okay? Now, let me start with Deshaun Watson. Everybody wants to think Deshaun Watson. How could, people think that Deshaun Watson shouldn't get drafted over Mitch Trubisky? It's very simple. Yeah, he had a much more polished and decorated career at Clemson, but scouts believed that his upside and his potential was not as high as Mitch. You have to take a look into account. Mitch Trubisky only played 1 year in North Carolina. Deshaun Watson had multiple years at Clemson. And so scouts thought, okay, Watson, we've seen his potential. Even though he's won the big game, he won a national championship, it looks like he might have a lower ceiling than Mitch Trubisky. And we see this a lot in the draft, not just in the NFL, but the NBA. You draft off potential, not necessarily what you've done, okay? That is taken into account. So with Deshaun Watson, the reason Mitch Trubisky was ranked above him and ultimately picked above him was not because people were doubting Deshaun Watson's skill set. No, they were doubting whether or not he would improve even more or whether or not he had a ceiling like a Mitch Trubisky. So that's with Deshaun Watson. Now let's talk about Patrick Mahomes, because that one, again, really hurts, right, for Bears fans. Patrick Mahomes coming out of Texas Tech. Nobody saw this coming. I don't want to hear. Nobody, okay? He got drafted 10th by the Chiefs, and I am here to tell you right now, if the Chiefs had the Bears pick at number 2 or number 3, whatever you want to say, they would have taken Mitch Trubisky. Nobody knew this would come for Patrick Mahomes. He was looked at as a little bit of a risky prospect compared to these two guys, a little bit of a Brett Favre type of a player who takes a lot of chances. Coming out of Texas Tech, he wasn't as heralded as these other guys. So like I said, to me, it was actually, Mitch, Deshaun Watson, then Patrick Mahomes. Even though Patrick Mahomes got drafted ahead of Deshaun Watson, to me and the scouts at the time, they had Patrick Mahomes ranked below both these guys. So Patrick Mahomes, his main issue was he was just looked at as a riskier prospect, okay? And that is true at the time, okay? Again, the draft is a crapshoot. Sometimes you hit, sometimes you don't. But don't come at me and, think that Patrick Mahomes was the obvious pick at the time, because he wasn't. You don't know that. You didn't know that. Patrick Mahomes, nobody saw that coming. Nobody saw MVP in his first year starting in 50 touchdowns coming, okay? He had the perfect storm with, having a head coach like an Andy Reid and an offense with weapons like Kelsey and Hill. Who knows if he would have been the same quarterback if he got drafted elsewhere like Chicago. I'm just saying. So that was the problem with Patrick Mahomes. So there are the reasons for why Mahomes and Watson both got passed up for Mitch Trubisky. Mitch Trubisky, why was he ranked as the highest quarterback? Coming out of North Carolina, again, playing fewer games, he had set records at North Carolina, but he had prototypical size for a quarterback. He had a good arm. He showed the fact that he had potential. Mitch Trubisky, to me, above all else, got drafted for potential, and that is literally what every high draft pick gets drafted for, right? Potential, what you are going to do. And to scouts, he had the most potential out of all the guys. I'm telling you right now, go and check back. Just Google it. 2017 mock drafts. Mitch Trubisky's higher. So I don't want to hear this notion that the Bears are dumb for passing up on those two guys, because I'm here to tell you right now, if the Chiefs and the Texans both had the 2nd or 3rd overall pick, whatever you want to say, they would have taken Mitch Trubisky. So again, folks, this isn't a pro Mitch Trubisky video that I'm trying to, back him up and support him. No, this is just to separate out what's the myth from what the facts are. And the facts are Mitch Trubisky was a higher ranked prospect than Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun Watson, according to most NFL scouts. So GM Ryan Pace did what any GM would have done at the time. He took the guy that had the highest upside to be believed, and so sort of the safest pick at the time. This wasn't one of those drafts where, it was Andrew Luck and you have to take him. No, it wasn't like that, okay? There wasn't a clear number one. The time Andrew Luck got drafted, when it was his draft, everybody knew, Andrew Luck's getting pick number 1. Like LeBron James, when he comes out, it's LeBron James' draft. Zion Williamson, you get my point. It was not one of those drafts. So again, I just want to make sure this is out there. I want to change this narrative that the Bears and GM Ryan Pace, they're dumb for passing up on Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun Watson. No, they just got unlucky, okay? Because they took the safe route. Now, again, if it would have, in a perfect world, if they would have drafted those guys, obviously it could have worked out. But you could say that about so many things, folks. Like I said, Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes, are they the same quarterback if they're elsewhere? I don't know. All I'm here to tell you is let's not act like we all saw this coming, okay? Hindsight is 2020, right? You think now you know, but back then you didn't. Okay, so there you have it, folks. I just wanted to put that out there for you guys. So let me know what you guys think. I'm telling you right now, this was the case. Mitch Trubisky, again, he's not better than these guys, but what I know about Mitch right now, he's made a Pro Bowl. He's got a winning percentage and a winning record as the Bears starting quarterback, and he's still very, very young. So again, his career is not written completely, but just want to put that out there that this is actually what happened and not what people think about the Bears passing on Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun Watson. Again, if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Please make sure to subscribe. As always, thanks for watching.